I'm Richard George. I'm the Vice President for Strategic Services at Cedar Creststone. It all comes down to sharing a vision of the future, a future which is better than where you are now. It's really important to communicate that future is better, an improvement to where they are now. If you don't, then people can just be fine with the status quo. And remember that effective change management will help people overcome their fears about a change. At Cedar Creststone, our most successful projects include organization change management as part of the delivery. As an example, let's say that we called a meeting to discuss a new system, or just something in the organization that doesn't fit anymore. The whole idea is that something needs to be different. Something needs to change. If it's something that you're spending time on, then it's important, worth doing well. That means you need to engage people, and you need to convince them to join you. Regardless of your project, we have 3 goals that we look at. Your organization is introducing change for a reason, maybe to eliminate waste, increase controls, or just reduce dull work. We know that ultimately change happens with one individual at a time. We can create a communication for a group, but it's the individual that ultimately accepts the change. Change management provides a structured and intentional approach for enabling those necessary individual transitions so the reasons for the change are realized. And further, our audience doesn't just accept it, they embrace it and develop proficiency. I work with many organizations, and some believe that you can write an email to inform the audience about the change and be done with it. On occasion, they may even issue a second email to mention that this change isn't optional. This brings success, right? Well, maybe for some, but I've never had this effect. You're changing something, probably many things. The organization may be grumbled about the way it works, but they don't always want to do something new, as this is often frightening, especially when it wasn't their idea to change. Your goals are often set for the organization, but people need to know what's in it for them, the WIFM. ROI is great, but it doesn't affect them. This is the art and science of change management. The value of effective change management is measured. How long does it take the employees to adopt the change? Or how many employees eventually adopt the change? Or how effective employees are once they've adopted the change? So we need to meet 2 objectives, the organization and the individuals. The key takeaway to effective change management is that your ROI increases. Employees engage sooner, more project objectives are met, and check out my statement. Go out to prosci.com and look at the research, the hard facts. Organization change management at Cedar Creststone is a structured and proven methodology. Our change management is integrated with our implementation and upgrade methodology. We use a 5-phase approach that complements your project. It works with your change leaders and further develops their expertise. Let me point out a few tasks in the plan. We start in phase 1 by creating the change management strategy that best fits your organization and then select which tools and templates work best to meet your goals. In phase 2, we examine your business processes and the impacts. Phase 3 is one of the favorite points. It's intense, where we're creating and delivering communications. And some may not consider training as part of change management, but it's a key focus for phase 4, and it's just specific communication for a target audience. And after you deliver your project, you need to reinforce those communications. Make sure that people accepted the change and are becoming proficient. This often means some additional training or communications to help those stragglers. I mentioned prosci.com a few moments ago. They're a research organization. And let me talk about a few of their facts without mentioning numbers first. About your project, if it met its objectives and was it on schedule and on budget. Remember, if adoption is slower, then ROI is lower. If your utilization is lower, then the project's ROI is lower. If proficiency is less, then of course that project ROI is lower. Let me look at the numbers now. projects that don't use change management, they only have a 17% likelihood of meeting their objectives versus 95% if you use change management. If you don't use change management, then you only have a 16% likelihood of staying on schedule versus a 75% likelihood when strong change management is used. And regarding your budget, no change management, 48% of staying on budget versus 82% when change management is used. Check out the facts. Change management's worth it.